Aloha, Sarah here. Today I want to teach you the difference between Uddiyana Bandha, your abdominal lock, and core bracing, which we use in weightlifting. So Uddiyana Bandha is maybe the bandha you've heard of because it's most frequently taught in regular yoga classes. And we engage this bandha to support the spine and to pull energy up the body. So as we learned with Mula Bandha, the root lock, we're pulling energy up from the pelvic floor, the base of the spine. And now we continue that energy movement up the body by engaging the Uddiyana Bandha. So the full Uddiyana Bandha, if it's just practiced by itself, you exhale all the air. And at the bottom of the exhale, you create a vacuum with the belly. So as I exhale all the air at the bottom, then I pull my belly button up and under the rib cage. Kind of a suction feeling, pulling up and in. And this you would do standing or you would do seated, and you would engage it with the Mula Bandha. So this full Uddiyana Bandha, this full use of the bandha is not used while we're moving through a yoga class. So as we're transitioning through different postures, teachers might say engage your Uddiyana Bandha, but in that respect, you're not exhaling all the air and creating that full vacuum suction because you're actually holding the breath then on the full exhale, holding the empty air, holding that vacuum. So the cool kids on Instagram call it vacuum. But that tones the abdominal muscles and it pulls energy up the spine as we support the spine. But during a class, say you're in a warrior two, and they say engage Uddiyana Bandha. That's simply the action of pulling the abs up and in. You still want to think rib cage in. We think pull in and keep the core tight, supporting the spine. So as you're flowing through class, I encourage that upward lifting of energy to keep the mind focused on a tight core and not a relaxed core, especially as we're doing different postures, different orientations in space. Okay, so now the difference, slight difference in weightlifting. Say we're doing a squat. Let's do a back squat. So we have a barbell on our back. We step back into the position. Exhale all the air. Now instead of doing the vacuum with the abs, we exhale all the air and we take a big inhale. And now we squeeze and brace. And you hold that breath, you do the squat, stand back up, and then exhale the air. See the difference with the breath? So when we're bracing the core, it almost feels like you're sticking the belly out a little bit and creating a 360 degrees of support for the back, especially when we're loading weight. We want to make this area as big as possible without sticking the belly way out, but inflated rather than vacuumed in, if that makes sense. So we brace like someone's gonna punch you. You squeeze that tight to keep everything locked up all the way around before you do your weightlifting. So I hope that helps in different aspects of when you're doing a yoga practice, if you're practicing Uddiyana Bandha just by itself for the cleansing benefits of the abdominal muscles. It's actually the first step that leads into Nauli Kriya, which is when people do the vacuum and then they roll the stomach or they pump the stomach muscles in and out. You might have seen it. Looks a little alien-like. So that Uddiyana Bandha is the first step to lead into that core and breathing exercise, which is a little more advanced. So we'll work on it in the future. But just to give you an introduction on how it all works, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I hope you can apply this to your weightlifting and your yoga practice. Aloha!